Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Will here with Garage Gym Guru in the Living 10 Strength Garage. This week we're going to go with a new product. The product is the Bells of Steel's Trap Bar 3.0, or a Hex Bar, depending on what you want to call it. Otherwise, let's get into it. So for some reason, this bar, the Hex Bar, Trap Bar, gets a really bad rep. Maybe it's just misunderstood, or maybe we're just not being sensitive enough to its feelings. Either way, there's going to be a couple different reasons why you might want to get this barbell. So let's talk about reason number one. So the Hex Bar / Trap Bar doesn't have to replace this when you do your deadlifts. I think that's a misunderstanding all the time, right? People think that if you're going to get that bar, they think, what's the point? Just use a straight bar to do your deadlifts. Well, using a Hex Bar for deadlifts is a totally different exercise. It's going to work the muscles differently. You're loading up the bar differently. You're holding the bar differently. You can do different exercises with it than you can do with a standard barbell. You can do farmer walks. You can do lunges, especially if you have a Hex Bar that has an open end on it. So that's reason number one. It's a different exercise. It's just another tool in your bag. So reason number two, we're all individuals. It's 2021, people. Get with the times, as we're all told. It's okay to be different. But we all are all different. Right? We all have injuries differently than everybody else. For me, I have a lot of back injuries, so I wear a weightlifting belt for the majority of the exercises that I do. Keeps everything nice and tight. Anyway, so when you think about a Hex Bar for reason number two and being an individual is that not everybody could do a standard barbell deadlift. Why? Because it loads the weight differently. You're lifting the weight differently with your body. Whereas with a Hex Bar, you can load the weight on the side, hold it on the side, and you can lift more straight up. Whereas with a regular barbell, it's going to bring you forward a little more, which is more problems on the lower back. So that is a reason. There is a difference between doing a deadlift with a barbell and feeling back pain and having back injuries that are pre-existing and trying to do a barbell deadlift and making that injury worse. Don't make your injury worse because somebody is telling you that you're just doing the form wrong. You already have pre-existing injuries that are not going to just go away. You have to take those precautions when you lift. So one of those precautions might be for you is using a Hex Bar instead of a regular barbell. You're lifting the weight differently because the weight is held to your sides instead of front of you. So something to think about. All right, guys, so I think this is take 15 or 16 of the conclusion of this video because I want to make sure that I get my wording correct. Do you want this bar? Look at the pros versus the cons. There are a couple pros, right? I would say there's more pros than cons, and that really depends on you. But the fact that, one, the build quality is nice, the paint job's nice, the welding's good, the sleeves are nice, the fact that it weighs 47 pounds instead of 68 pounds like a lot of them is actually could be a good thing or a bad thing for you. It could be a good thing because it weighs about the same as a regular barbell. So you know that whatever you're lifting is going to be the same on both. The fact that it's smaller in length might be a good thing for you depending on the size of your gym. You might have a smaller gym that this bar would fit into really well because it's not as long as most hex bars. Those are some pros. The cons, I showed you. It tips to one side when you're putting the weight on, and it is a lot smaller in diameter than other hex bars. So it might feel small for you depending on your size. It might not. So overall, do I think it's a good bar? Yes. Do I give it a thumbs up? Sure, about like that. Am I going to hold on to it? I don't know yet. I can tell you that I did order the Kabuki Strength Hex Bar also, waiting for that to come in, and I'm going to look at them both and I'll make a decision, okay? I'll let you guys know when I do the Kabuki Strength Trap Bar review what I decided. So I'm not really sure 100% yet. Because for me, the cons are kind of a big deal, but for you, they might not be a big deal whatsoever. So ultimately, good bar. I do think it's well worth the money because it is a lot less expensive than some of the other bars. Those are things you're going to have to think about. If you have any questions about this video, please share them with me. I will get back to you like I always do. Otherwise, like it, share this video, and always live like a 10.